Good morning. That's right. It's morning. I have a feeling that time change will be happening soon. I think it's actually the first part of November. Full moon. Darn close if it isn't. Here in Heston, Kansas, just getting started with our day. Our check engine light's back on, but again, it doesn't hurt the truck as far as the performance goes right now. It's only a warning of our def heater or whatever not working right, so that's not really a concern at this time. It's not that cold, so we're gonna go with it and we'll deal with it later. Hope y'all are having a good day so far. Really appreciate everybody being here. Thanks for liking and subscribing to the channel. Man, it's helped out so much. Appreciate all the positive feedback and the questions, comments. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. We're gonna head south, go back down to Tonkawa and get a load. We did get that other load on, and oh gosh, where did I stay? I think I stayed right there in Tonkawa after I loaded and kicked that thing off. Did a couple more of these, and here we go again. It's bright. Let's get that turned down a little bit. Truck is running great though. Clutch feels amazing. So all that got fixed. A couple other little kind of nitpicky things, you know, performance of the truck, or like for example, whenever my ignition was on or truck running, either way, but lights off, there was like 2 or 3 little diodes within the LED tail lights of my trailer that were lit up. So something was kind of hot for some reason, but that's fixed. I noticed whenever I was driving the other night that every time I hit a bump, my trailer ABS light would come on, and I know they changed some of the brakes on the trailer at the last service, so I got to looking at the pigtail going to the trailer and noticed that there's an awful lot of tension on it because of the weight of the airlines. And the airlines are positioned on the front of that trailer below where the pigtail, where the electrical cord goes in. So I got to thinking, you know, I bet those airlines are pulling or tugging on that electrical line, and it's kind of pulling it down. So I'm gonna get me a bungee cord and kind of looped it around the bottom of that pigtail and clipped it up to the housing where everything kind of attaches to. There's a metal box that kind of protrudes from the front of the trailer. I'll try to post a picture here of what it looks like. And yeah, haven't had a problem since. So that's what it needed. Again, it was pulling down on that pigtail ever so slightly. Every time I hit a bump, you know, the airlines were, and the weight of the pigtail, I mean, all of that stuff has weight to it, especially when it's kind of up in the air like that. And as you bebopping up and down the road, it just pulls on it, pulls on it, pulls on it. So got it fixed, and we're off and trucking. Anyway, we're gonna ease on in here to Wichita, and the good thing is I think I'm pretty much ahead of most of the folks that are going to work this morning. So not that Wichita has bad traffic. It's not a major metroplex by any stretch. It's, you know, it's a city for sure. but it doesn't get that busy. So please on through Wichita here and get on down the road, get her load, and see what today holds. Heck of a sunrise. Looking good. Well, I'm hoping the kind of change of schedule that I've done here from last night into today benefits me. I'm seeing quite a few trucks headed south, so rather north. I'm headed south. So I'm hoping, obviously, I get down there, load, nobody in my way, and by the time I come back north, they'll obviously be moved on and coming back south. It's one of the things whenever you know, stop for fuel, stop for food, stop to lay down, whatever. When you're doing these transfers, there's other trucks doing the same thing, and for the most part, you know, everybody just wants to stay out of each other's way. You know, it doesn't help us to sit around and wait on a bunch of trucks to load or unload. You know, we get paid by the load, so you want to haul loads. Something in the road up here. We're gonna go ahead and push to get around this bus though before we get to the border. We'll have to get back in on that right lane though. We've got to go across the weigh-in motion and then see if they wave us in or let us go. We're empty, of course, so it's kind of 50-50 on what they're going to do. A lot of times they like to pull us in. They've got these sensors in the ground up here that not only weigh you while you're driving, but also check the heat, the temperature of your tires, because an underinflated tire will register higher in temperature. And so if they notice that you've got one that's a little warm, then they'll be able to tell you even which axle it's on. Fighting a little bit of a cold here. Went home for my restart and caught something one of the kids had, but that is what it is. Nothing major, just a throat itch and a little bit of drainage. Alright, so weigh station's open. There's the pre-pass thing. We do not have pre-pass. So I kind of like to slow down so that it registers good weight and all that. And they got these LED boards up here. As I kind of come up to them, it'll tell me either exit or keep going. We'll see. Bypass. Good deal. Like I said, a lot of time they'll still pull you in, but thankfully they let us go. Like right about there where those cameras are is where the temperature sensors are. Looks like they had 2 trucks in there rolling them across. But anyway, not much further here, just another 30-35 minutes or so, and we'll be up there to the refinery to get loaded up. So I guess we'll see y'all here in a little while.
Going back up to make my last stand. I'm gonna dust it off with my own hands. Black blizzard coming, oh, and keep running. You better get out while you can. Road cold, letting
up, so that's good, because we take almost this entire lane to make the left turn here, since I got our lane, that lane closed. See, that trailer's way in that lane. If anybody's there, blocks us from turning for sure. Well, let's get up here. Let's get this thing unloaded and start getting some rest. A lot of these guys, this truck coming at us is an Accord truck. You can just kind of tell by how they're built. I don't know if he unloaded propane or loaded butane. Well, you look pretty decent back that way. There was a full grown that had a customer back there by the border. That's all I've seen through there. Doesn't have his radio on. Seems to be the frequency nowadays. Of course, there's also these guys that are doing this freaking skip signal, skip bouncing, whatever they're doing. Hear guys all day long from Florida and South Carolina and just all kinds of places. So they're just running their head, giving out their call sign or whatever, their handle, just non-stop, man. It's like they have nothing else better to do but just run their mouths on the radio all day long. And so it's no wonder why people turn them down. They get sick and tired of listening to them. I have too, all day long. I keep turning it down because, you know, blah, 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 downtown Miami, on the ones and twos, waving, just nonsense. And it's definitely the epitome of whose radio is bigger. You know, that's all it is. My radio's bigger than your radio. It's nothing more than a peeing contest for sure. Granted, I like my radio. I like being able to talk a couple miles, you know, it's necessary, but these guys are using the Citizens Band channel and talking freaking cross country. Not 100% certain that that's legal. But, you know, is the FCC going to go hunting them down? Probably not. You know, you got better stuff to do. Worry about some guy sitting in a shack building radios. So, the reality of the situation is they're just going to keep doing it. It is what it is. And I guess we're just going to keep turning the radio down. Get tired of listening to them. 15 minutes away from the truck stop, so it was right down the road. Need to do some road maintenance in here. Anyway, there was 2 trucks here whenever I pulled in, and thankfully whenever I got done scaling in and then got off the scale, one of the drivers was pulling off, so worked out really well. We were able to pull right onto the rack and at least start the